Good evening and welcome to this regularly scheduled meeting of the Brockton City Council for December 26, 2023. My last meeting as council president. A quorum being present, I ask you all to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk.
Item number 1, acceptance of the minutes of the December 11, 2023 City Council meeting.
Accepted and placed on file. And before we go any further, I've heard from Ward 5 Councilor Jeff Thompson. He's unable to be with us tonight. Okay.
Appointments. Item number 2, appointment of the following as firefighters to the City of Brockton Fire Department. Andrew J. Merriam of 7 Gary Road, Brockton, Massachusetts. Kevin J. Dixon of 41 Mara Circle, Stoughton, Massachusetts.
Madam President?
Councilor.
Madam President, seeing that this is the last meeting of the legislative session, I'd like to motion that we take item number 2 out of order or under suspension and deal with it tonight.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and properly seconded to suspend the rules and take this tonight. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you. It'll go forward. All right, so we have an appointment on the floor of these two gentlemen.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, a motion's been made and properly seconded to approve these appointments. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you, and they are approved. At this time, we'll take a brief recess. Thank you. Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Item number 3, appointment of Harriet Beasley of 9 Roger Roads, Brockton, Massachusetts, to the Council on Aging Board for a 3-year term ending December 2026.
Councilor Lally.
Madam President, I don't believe we... motion to take this item under suspension, deal with it tonight.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and properly seconded to suspend the rules and take item number 3 this evening. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Madam President?
Yes.
Motion to take item 2 and item 3 collectively.
Okay. Second. Okay, motion's been made and properly seconded to take items 2 and 3 collectively. We have to have a roll call vote on both of them. All right, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Azak.
Yes.
D'Agostino.
Yes.
Farwell.
Yes.
Lally.
Yes.
Mendez.
Yes.
Minicello.
Yes.
Nicastro.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texiera.
Yes.
10 in the affirmative.
Items number
President?
2 and 3 are approved.
Motion for reconsideration on items 2 and 3 in the hopes it does not prevail.
Second.
Second.
Motion is made and properly seconded for reconsideration in the hopes that it fails. All in favor? Anyone opposed? It fails. Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Hearings. Item number 4, we have the petition of National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc. to install one JO pole on Oak Street, beginning at a point approximately 190 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Oak Street and Felton Street. Installation of new pole 85-50. In City Clerk's office, December 1st, 2023. Hearing assigned for December 26, 2023. All paperwork on file.
The time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is anyone here in favor? If you are, please come forward and give the clerk your name and address.
My name is Eric Pena. I'm here with National Grid for the 2 petitions and the one that you guys just mentioned. We're installing a new pole in a midspan to accompany a bit closer. This is for the safety of the construction crew, for any maintenance or any storm duty assessment. So this provides protection for the crew to be able to maneuver the electricity around the town of Brockton.
Okay. And this is on Oak Street, that's right?
Yes.
And Ward 1.
Ward 1?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or concerns for the Ward 1 counselor?
Wish you luck.
Sorry?
Wish you luck.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
I said I wish you luck.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Counselors, I'll entertain a motion.
Do anyone here?
It's a hearing.
Oh, okay. So is there anyone else here in favor of this petition? If not, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Is there anyone here in opposition of this petition? Okay, if not, I declare, would you like to say something?
Yeah, but about it, I have questions.
Okay. Come on forward and give the clerk your name and address.
Madam President,
Yes.
I believe that, I think it's the next item that you have a question on, ma'am. She has a question on Wilmington Street.
Okay, so give us just a moment, we'll come back to you. Thank you. All right, no one being here in opposition, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. The question comes on granting this petition by a hand vote. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you, it carries. Thank you.
Item number 5, hearing. We have the petition of National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc. to install one JO pole on Wilmington Street, beginning at a point approximately 175 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Wilmington Street and North Montello Street. Installation of new pole 6-50. In City Clerk's office, December 1st, 2023. Hearing assigned for December 26, 2023. All paperwork on file.
The time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is anyone here in favor? If so, come forward, state your name and address for the clerk.
My name is Eric Pena, and this is also, we're installing a new disconnect to accompany our closer to the adjacent pole. And again, this is to provide safety for the crew whenever they are needing to feed or reroute electricity.
Okay, thank you. And does anyone have questions or concerns on this one?
So this is in Ward 7, but I know there's a constituent that here that, I'm not sure, but when the time comes, I know she has questions, so I don't have any. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is anyone else here in favor of this? If so, come forward. All right, then I'll declare that portion closed. Is anyone here in opposition? All right, would you like to come forward, madam?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Carrie Simpson. I'm here in regards to Wilmington Street. I received this notice about wanting to put in a J-pole. I don't know what that is. If I could,
Pole.
a J-O pole, I don't know what that is. And also that they're going to need to put in it in front of the house. I don't know if it's directly in front of the house. And if so, I don't care for it to be in front of the house. Again, I don't know what 175 feet is. And if the pole has to be put up, my question is, why can't it be put on the side where there is already a pole, which I believe is National Grid? And further from the house, there is a parking lot, which has a daycare, but it wouldn't be at the daycare if it could go there, if that's where 175 does lead to. But if it's in front of my house, I don't want it in front of my house.
And what is your address?
My address is 4648 Wilmington Street.
And all of the other poles are on the other side of the street?
Yes, the poles are for, I believe it's for National Grid. It's to the right of the house, which is fine. And further down is like an empty lot, a dumpster or whatever. That's also empty. So if it were to go there, we would have no problem. I would like for my house to be seen. I never know when I'm going to sell it. So it wouldn't be a positive attraction, I think, for my home.
Let's let this gentleman come forward and respond to your concerns.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So the pole from what I have from the field pictures. So it's going to be located, there's a bush, essentially, a little bit further from the driveway. And that's where the disconnects are going to be. And so they essentially look like fuses on top of the pole, so it doesn't obstruct too much on the pole. The recloser is going to be installed on an existing pole adjacent to that. So as to the new pole, and the JO just means joint use, which is
Means what, sir?
joint use,
Joint use.
which means that there is communication such as cable TV or telephone, and there's electricity, and so that's what they call joint use. It's just a shared pole with communications.
And sir, excuse me, is it going to be on the same side as the other poles?
They're all going to be it's going to be aligned with the other poles, so they're not going to be offset across the street or anything. These are meant to be in line with the other poles to try and avoid any angles, and so they will be in line. And again, those disconnects are going to be essentially top mounted, and they're not going to be too obstructing in terms of for that midspan pole.
And do you know the address of the house in front of which this pole will be placed?
Let me take a look. It's going to be near 46 School Street, Brockton.
46 School Street? Because you're on Wilmington and North Montello.
Right, yeah. Oh. Sorry, yes, 46 Wilmington Street.
Okay. So, madam, did you hear that? It would be in front of 46, which is across the street from you.
No, that's her address, Madam President.
Your address is 46. Sorry, I thought you said 43. Okay.
You said 46. As I said, there is already light pole or cable pole to the side of my house.
Do you want to have her come up to the podium so people at home can hear her?
Yes, why don't you come up to the podium
You
so
come-
that
yeah.
everyone can hear you?
Now, he said, excuse me, thank you.
Thank you.
The pole is going to be exactly where, because I couldn't hear him either.
You said it was going to be in front of 46.
It's going to be,
Oh, come on up to the podium
come-
so we
yeah,
can hear you.
it'll be in the front, like, not directly in front of your house on 46, but it would be near that property. I do have a picture here from the field visit, from what my colleague explained to me. And so they were thinking of putting it by this bush so it wouldn't obstruct the view. And he also realized that there were some cars that parked on this side, so we didn't want to put it too close to that. In addition, there's a certain limit that we can put it close enough to the other pole or to any pole.
So this is going down Wilmington Street?
So this would be, I believe this would be your house perhaps. And then this is where the pole would be by this bush or tree bush.
That doesn't look like my pole.
Okay.
So I have two inches.
Well, your ward counselor has suggested that perhaps we should entertain a motion to postpone this until
Okay.
later in the meeting, and in that way, you'll have the opportunity to look at the plans. Okay? All right.
Yeah.
I'd entertain a
So this is-
motion.
Okay, I'll have to look at
Motion
it.
to postpone this hearing to the end of the
Daycare is on this
meeting,
side.
so we have a chance to
All
discuss
right, a
it.
motion's been
That's a
made
daycare-
and
it's
properly
daycare
seconded to
on the left
postpone
side.
this matter to the end of the
Wilmington.
meeting. All in favor?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to ask you to stay until the end of the meeting. It won't be very long, I don't think. And then tell us what the two of you decide.
Okay.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Petitions, item number 6, petition of Green World LLC, doing business as Green Heart, requesting approval for a structural change on a retail marijuana license located at 897 North Montello Street, Brockton, Massachusetts. Approved by License Commission on November 16, 2023, pending approval of the Brockton City Council.
Good evening, Attorney Rubin.
Good evening. Again, Attorney Scott Rubin here, 71 Legion Parkway, 3rd floor, Brockton, Mass. 02301. Here, as noted in the council agenda here, asking for your approval, which would be the 4th approval of this project, to expand this small but much needed expansion at the dispensary down at 897 North Montello Street. The zoning board, just for short background, approved this plan back on March 14th, 2023. Planning board approved it. Site plan approval was October 3rd, and then License Commission also approved the structural change on November 16th. So again, this would be the 4th approval. We would still require CCC approval once we're able to, we have an application in for the building permit now. Once the building permit's pulled, we'll then be able to submit our structural change approval to the CCC, which will have further oversight, and then final inspections by both building department once the work is complete and by the CCC.
Attorney Rubin, I pulled the papers from the License Commission today, and it said there were attached plans, but I did not receive them. By how many square feet are you expanding this?
This is, the facility itself is just about 3,000 square feet, so 2,850 square feet. The addition is only 330 square feet. This is the old Papagino's that's down on the corner of Howard Street and North Montello. And so the back corner of the building had a carve-out where the dumpster was. So we're literally just finishing that portion of the building, so we're just expanding it out to that corner. So literally less than 10% increase toward the back of the building itself. So, but for this being marijuana, this would have been straight approval by the planning board without any kind of regulatory review. It's such a small change.
Sure. Councilors?
So this is a Ward 7 business. I haven't seen the plans either, so I'm not sure where they are, but I know that they've been before licensing, and so I will support this, as this business has been there since they got their license, and they've been working on, expanding the business, so I will support it, but I would like to see the plans at some point, if you can email them to us.
Sure,
Thank you.
no problem.
That's all I have, Madam President.
Okay, so Attorney Rubin, you'll email those plans to the ward counselor.
Absolutely.
Great. Counselor Rodriguez?
Thank you, Madam President. I have a quick question for you. How confident are you that the Cannabis Commission is going to approve your plans?
Are you looking for a percentage?
I mean, honestly,
100%? I
don't want us to go through this whole.
Right, I don't see.
Usually it's the other way around. I mean, we're the final straw here, so usually people come back and say, the CCC has done this, the planning has done this, the
Right.
licensing commission has done that, you guys gave us your final blessing. So this is one of the very first ones that we're basically, I think, looking at anticipation of it being approved by the CCC.
I see no reason that the CCC has never denied any of my structural change requests in the past. I'm not aware that this would be of any concern. We've actually had an inspection by the state not that long ago there was a spot inspection, which they are conducting now, and we had discussed it with the investigators that came on site, which they had, I'm not going to speak for them, but our conversations were very positive in respect to what we were planning on doing in this particular area at this particular location. And so this will expand the safe area that will provide them some more room, and there really won't be any front of the house changes whatsoever. So this is going to be completely in the back end, that none of the there'll be no changes to the public. The public wouldn't see any of this, and there's no change to any kind of egress or ingress. We're literally just changing one wall, two walls, moving it out, expanding the facility in the back. So I can't envision a reason why they would not approve this structural change. We just don't have a building permit yet. We do expect to have it. I think it's through all of the departments but two. I talked to the contractor today, and he said we're just waiting for a couple of sign-offs for the building permit so that we can then submit it to the CCC for that approval. So that doesn't require a meeting, I don't believe. It just requires us to send in the request, and they would send back an email for approval. So I see no reason why they would not approve it.
So I drive by the facility at least once a day, and it's been a pretty busy place. I'm
Yes.
sure your clients are doing real well
Yes.
with their facility and stuff. But one of the concerns that I have is that, you see cars going behind the building to kind of circulate one way or the other. So if you're pulling the building towards the track,
Should be
on the
no.
back side of it, so how's that going to affect traffic or the congestion in that area?
There should be no cars traveling in the back. The back is blocked. So there are cars
At least going
traveling.
towards the, like they swing through the front. Like
They go through
going
they
back.
can't go through the front. Those two speed bumps have actually been there since, I think, the Papagino's was built, and that was to stop traffic from going too quickly either corner. This won't change anything as far as that traffic flow is concerned, again, because there isn't anybody traveling behind the building, and that's where the extension is going towards the railroad track, and it's just going to square off the building. So there's really going to be no change to the only change will be is that the building will be squared off where it had a cutout before. And so this will really is just for internal help with the vault space and the prep of the product space. Really, that's all this is going to do. So it's not really going to change any kind of traffic patterns, and it won't affect any of that.
So it's basically just to store some more product, basically.
Yes, have more space and more prep space, because they do some prep work. They do buy bulk product, and they do break it down in a prep area, and so this will provide them with the ability to be able to shelve more product and be able to prep more product and more efficiently as well. So there really won't be any change to any traffic, and again, there's nobody traveling behind there, so there shouldn't be. We've got a dumpster further off towards the railroad track. That's not going to change. There's no positioning change in that.
Have you had any problems with our inspectional services or the building department in terms of their shaking one way or the other with this particular augmentation of your building?
No.
All indications are that you're going to get the permit as well?
Yeah, I
from
mean,
them?
the zoning board and the planning board both have blessed it without conditions whatsoever, and the building department is just working their way through the sign-off process, whatever their internal sign-offs are. So I see no grounds for them to be able to not approve it. Again, it's not really changing anything on the inside. We're just really pushing a couple of walls out on either side. So I can't think of a reason.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome. Councillor Farwell.
My question was answered. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay. All right, so is there any other questions, councillors? Is there anyone here in favor of this? If so, please come forward and state your name. Seeing no one, I'll close that portion of the hearing. Is there anyone here in opposition? Come forward and state your name for the clerk. There being no one, we'll close that portion of the hearing. Okay? The question comes on granting this change to the license. Is this a roll call vote?
It can be a hand vote.
Okay, by hand vote. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you, it carries.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you.
You as well, Madam Clerk.
Reports. Item number 7 of the Finance Committee for its meeting of December 18th, 2023.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communications, item number 8, from Dr. Larry Green of 937 Pleasant Street, Brockton, Massachusetts, informing the City Council that he has resigned from the Council on Aging effective December 10th, 2023.
Accepted and placed on file.
From the Mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the fire chief informing the city council that they have selected 2 candidates for appointments to the Brockton Fire Department. These candidates were found suitable for a public safety position with the Brockton Fire Department. Andrew J. Merriam of Brockton, Massachusetts, to the rank of firefighter in the Brockton Fire Department. Kevin J. Dixon of Stoughton, Massachusetts, to the rank of firefighter in the Brockton Fire Department.
Accepted and placed on file.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the mayor appointing Harriet Beasley of 9 Rogers Road, Brockton, Massachusetts, to the Council on Aging Board for a 3-year term ending December 2026.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the chief of police requesting acceptance of the enclosed money order for $20 made payable to the Brockton Police Department from the Tonia family that was given to the police department as a holiday donation.
Accepted and placed on file.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the mayor in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the city council authorize the acceptance and expenditure of the earmark in the amount of $200,000 from the Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation to the city of Brockton. The grant funds will be used to fund the necessary improvements on Puffer Playground. There is no match required.
Accepted and placed on file.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the Director of the Council on Aging respectfully requesting acceptance of $307,454 from the Executive Office of Elder Affairs. The city required to match the funds. The funds will be dispersed in the following manner. Salaries including overtime, energy, printing, office supplies, resignation, memberships, and subscriptions.
Accepted and placed on file.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
For unfinished business, item number 21, ordered that the city council authorizes the acceptance and expenditure of the total grant funds in the amount of $267,600 from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Office of Public Safety to the Brockton Fire Department. This grant will be used to fund necessary overtime to maintain staffing levels. In City Council, December 11, 2023, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ezak. D'Agostino.
Yes.
Farwell.
Yes.
Lally.
Yes.
Mendez.
Yes.
Minicello.
Yes.
Nicastro.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera.
Yes.
9 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted.
Madam President,
Councilor Farwell.
with respect to items 22 and 23, I would move to take both of those collectively and to waive complete reading because it's printed on our website and in the agenda, and just ask the clerk to give a summary.
Do I have a second for this motion?
Second.
Okay, a motion's made and properly seconded as to items 22 and 23 to summarize the entries as opposed to reading them all. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you, it carries.
Item 22, order that the City Council authorizes the appropriation of $62,271.26 for purposes of funding the Brockton Association of Engineers, Technicians, and Inspectors contract. This provides funding for the first year of a 3-year contract, July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2025, from Human Resources, Employee Benefits, Contractual Union Costs to various departments as listed on the agenda. In City Council, December 11, 2023, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
Questions on adoption by a roll call vote?
I just need to read 23 because it was collective.
Okay.
For item 23, order that the City Council authorizes the appropriation of $363,581.23 for purpose of funding the Brockton City Hall Administrative Service Association contract. This provides funding for the first year of a 3-year contract, July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2025, from Human Resources, Employee Benefits, Contractual Union Costs to various departments as listed on the order. In City Council, December 11, 2023, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report, too, was favorable.
All right, the question is on adoption of items 22 and 23 by roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
D'Agostino.
Yes.
Farwell.
Yes.
Lally.
Yes.
Mendez.
Yes.
Minicello.
Yes.
Nicastro.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera.
Yes.
10 in the affirmative. No, 9 in the affirmative.
9 in the affirmative, right. The order is adopted. Thank you.
Orders, item number 24, order that the City Council authorizes the acceptance and expenditure of a donation in the amount of $20 from Tania and family to the City of Brockton Police Department. This is a holiday donation from the Tania and family.
Council Farwell.
Madam President, with respect to items 24 and 25, I would move to suspend the rules and act on both of them tonight collectively, so as not to delay progress on these matters.
Second.
And I have a second. On the motion, Councilor Rodriguez?
I'll second it, but can we add 26 as well?
Might as well.
Why, of course we could.
Well, then let's add 26 to it.
I will
Friendly
offer a
amendment.
friendly amendment that we add in item number 26, if you don't mind.
All right, I have a second on that. All right, a motion's been made to suspend the rules and take 24, 25, and 26 this evening, and we have a second. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you.
I'll read items 25 and then 26 first.
Okay.
For 25, it's ordered that the City Council authorizes the acceptance and expenditure of the earmark in the amount of $200,000 from Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation to the City of Brockton. These grants funds will be used to fund the necessary improvements to the Puffer Playground. There is no match required. Item 26, ordered that the City Council authorizes the acceptance and expenditure of the total grant funds in the amount of $307,454 from the Executive Office of Elder Affairs to the City of Brockton Council on Aging.
All right, councilors, I have supportive information on 25 and 26 received respectively from Commissioner Carpenter of the Parks Department and Mrs. Fitzgerald of the Council on Aging, but it sounds like you're ready to go forward on this without it, so that's just fine. A motion's been made and properly seconded to approve these 24, 25, and 26.
I think you have to do them individually, though.
You want to do individually?
Well, the motion passed to take them collectively, but
Right.
Councilor Nicastro can explain 25 and 26, then you could all vote on them.
That's fine.
All right, anyone looking for an explanation? Okay, very briefly, 25 is on the Puffer Playground, which is off Ellis Street. An earmark was received from the State House to make all kinds of improvements there. They have a problem, they're located close to a body of water, and it floods. It floods, so they're going to do a number of things with asphalt. To improve it to avoid flooding. And the last one, 26, is a repeat grant. The Council on Aging is very fortunate. The 2020 census increased the number of people over the age of 60 in the city, and so they've had over a $70,000 increase in the amount of money in this grant. And they're thrilled to be receiving it.
Yeah, Madam President, I was just saying that because they're orders, I think we got to do them, vote on them individually, not collectively.
The vote that passed by the council was to take items 24, 25, and 26 collectively.
No, that's fine.
So
Okay.
we vote collectively.
As long as we're not,
All right, we have to,
go for it.
okay, a roll call vote?
Yes.
Azak.
Yes.
D'Agostino.
Yes.
Farwell.
Yes.
Lally.
Yes.
Mendez.
Yes.
Minicello.
Yes.
Nicastro.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera.
Yes.
10 in the affirmative.
All three are approved. Thank you. And that's the end of the items on our agenda. Does anyone have a council?
We have our hearing that needs to,
Okay, so we will return to our hearing, we'll resume it.
That would be item number 5, the petition of National Grid and Verizon, Inc. Verizon New England, Inc. to install a 1 JO pole on Wilmington Street beginning at a point of approximately 175 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Wilmington Street and North Montello Street. Installation of new pole 6-50.
Sir, do you want to come forward and?
So, Madam President, I would just like to comment that this is the reason we have these hearings, is sometimes when there are people in opposition or they have questions, they can have them answered. And it looks here like we were successful. The constituent was able to ask questions, and the representatives here from National Grid were able to accommodate her. So I just wanted to let people know that this is why the hearings work.
Okay.
So thank you.
Briefly explain to us how you're accommodating this resident.
So we took a look at the map and where the pole is actually being installed, and so it's going to be between 49 and 51 Wilmington Street, whereas her house is across the street in the corner at 46, and so this joint use pole is going to be across the street near a lot and not in front of her house.
Okay, and you're satisfied with that? Very good, thank you. All right, so is there anyone else here in opposition to this? If not, we'll close that portion of the hearing. The question comes on granting this petition by a hand vote. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, any counselor's recognition?
I believe we have a late file.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, we have a late file for someone for the special meeting minutes.
Huh?
Okay.
Take a brief recess.
Okay, a brief recess.
Counselors, we are back on.
We're back on recess. So I understand there's a late file.
Madam President,
Counselor Lally.
I'd make a motion to accept a late file. The late file is the meeting minutes for the special council meeting from Wednesday.
Do I have- All right, a motion's been made and properly seconded to accept a late file. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you.
And those can just be accepted and placed on file.
All right, accepted and placed on file. Thank you. Counselor's recognition? Counselor D'Agostino.
Thank you. This being my last council meeting this evening, I just wanted to say a few words. First, I want to make sure I thank my wife and my son for the sacrifices they have made so that I could serve our city these last 8 years. I truly appreciate it. I think our families probably often don't get the credit they deserve for what they give up so that we can do this. So I also want to thank my staff at work. Sometimes city business happens during the day and I've had to leave, and they've always had my back, and I really appreciate it and want to recognize them. And I want to thank all of the wonderful people that I've served with, both on this council and on the school committee, and every city and school employee that I've had the opportunity to work with over these years on many different matters. And I appreciate their hard work and their partnership. To my fellow councilors, it's really been a privilege to share this chamber with you. I want to say, Tom, when I first got elected, I got onto the school committee, you were the vice chair, and you really showed me the ropes, and I've kind of looked at you as a mentor in politics, and I want to thank you for that. From day one, you always told me to make this about the people that we serve, and everything we do should be with that in mind. And I have, hopefully, can say that for the last 8 years, everything I've done has been about the people that I was elected to serve. And Jack, you were council president when I first got elected to the city council, and I want to thank you for showing me the ropes here at City Hall, and who to call for what, and how different things get handled, and I really appreciated that. And I thank you for your leadership and your guidance as I was coming in as a new councilor. The many people who work at City Hall, our police, our fire, I want to make sure I thank all of you. And I want to thank the people of Ward 3 for trusting me for the last 8 years. Serving in an elected office is something a lot of people want to do, and it just doesn't quite happen for them, and we got to do this, and I got to do this for the last 8 years, and that's pretty amazing to me. And I'm very grateful that I've had this opportunity. So as much as this has been an honor, the reason that I didn't decide to run is, of course, because my son asked me to spend more time with him. And, of course, being his father is the biggest and greatest honor of my life. So with that, I just want to thank everybody who has been a part of this amazing experience that I've had, and wish you all the best. And I want to end with congratulating my successor, soon-to-be Councilor Griffin. Thank you.
Council President, thank you. Well, Mark, it's time to say some nice things about you, my friend. I met you 8 years ago, didn't know you prior to you being elected to the school committee. And I just want to say that Ward 3 was very well represented. You were wonderful in terms of wanting to learn. You always put, as we all tried to do, the children first. The interest of the kids come first. What's right is what's right. And like we always discussed and we always agreed, if you put the kids first, you don't have any problems. You do what's right. And you've always done that. And you served with dignity. You served putting in the amount of time, very generous with time, very open, honest, approachable. I learned a lot from you, my friend. You come from things from a different perspective, the insurance business side of things, and it was always nice to vet certain issues with you, and I think we did a lot of good together. And we served with some very good people, as you said, but you are definitely one of those very good people. And I had the privilege of coming on board here with you at the same time for the City Council. I feel that we're very, very much connected to each other in a lot of ways. I will point out that you are the junior councilor here because you got sworn in later than all of us. Councilor Teixeira and myself, we learned from all of the well-seasoned and very open and generous counselors that we have here on this committee. As we both discussed coming in, we didn't know what to expect, and I think we both were very pleased with the welcome that we had, and certainly the openness to learn. You, just like on the school committee, and both of us together here as counselors. I'm going to miss you. I consider you a friend. And I think the people of Ward 3 are also going to miss you. And you're not gone. You're just doing a different role, and the most important role of all. When your child says to you, please don't run, spend time with me. Well, a man of integrity like you are, you abided by your son's wishes. So I'm going to miss you, my friend.
Thank you.
Farwell.
Councilor D'Agostino, first. I have selected you as my unpaid consultant for the next 2 years on school and city matters, so you're still going to be able to use your skill and expertise and competence. The most important thing I want to say to you is this job was never about you. It was always about what you could do for the city. And a lot of people go into politics for the wrong reasons. You went into politics for the right reasons, and it's a privilege to know you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. So this is also my last night in the City Council. I know, hard to believe. And it is a very bittersweet moment because I'm not going to lie, it's very stressful. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of phone calls. And when I first pulled papers in 2019, I had no idea what this whole councilor business was about. I just knew I wanted to serve my city, and I was deceived into thinking this was a part-time position. So the new councilors coming in just know they'll tell you it's a part-time, but you really know you're always on call, especially on the weekends and the snowstorms and the constituents, they're calling you. They need emergency cases. But the fact is we know we're a team. We know we can pick up the phone and call the city, the department heads, and the people that are working in the different departments. They'll pick up the phones on the weekends and at nights, and they'll help you help the people that really needs the help. And that's what I love so much about the city. So I got sworn in 2020, and just a few months later, the whole global pandemic came. So we saw the city coming together to really help those in need, really help the elderly, and take care care of the people. So we've been through all of that journey together. And then when I pulled papers to run for state representative, my promise to the people that I served was that I was going to finish my term as a council at large, and here I am today. But it is challenging. As you heard throughout the year, department heads would come up and just say, we need state assistance on this, we need the home rule petition. So the fact that I've been here so involved, so engaged, knowing our daily issues and how much we need to fight for Brockton on the state level really helped me position myself for that position. So my message here tonight is I'm not going anywhere, as you know. I'm still going to be here representing the city on a different capacity, but really there for the community in the city of Brockton. So for the resident at home, you can continue to invite me to your birthday parties, to your backyard barbecue. I still enjoy all of that, and I will be around. I will be here, as you always know that I am. And for my counselors and my colleagues here, we've been through a lot together, and we didn't always agree, but we always came through, and we're here during the toughest times in the city, and we'll continue going through very tough times in the city, as the mayor said, as we're going through with the whole school deficit, and we're working on the state level too. With the amazing state delegations that I have to say, they really welcomed me in with open arms and helped me at the state level navigating and all that. So we're always continue to work together, and we're going to continue to get through this. So I feel I'm going to miss being here on our Monday meetings and seeing you all on a weekly basis, but I know that we're going to continue to work together. So all of residents can still call me, and I will gladly pass it on to my fellow councilors, your issues, but we work very well together, and I just appreciate, Mayor and Councilor, you've been just so amazing as president, and Shirley, you've been through during the whole pandemic and the virtual meetings and through all of that. So thank you for your leadership and for everything. And I really appreciate, and I'm just honored, and thank you all, and thank you. My last official comment as your counselor.
Councilor Lally?
Thank you, Madam President. Councilor D'Agostino, your son didn't want you to run for re-election. Councilor Mendez, your son wanted you to run for state rep. An opportunity. I just wanted to express my gratitude to the council, but specifically Councilor Mendez and Councilor D'Agostino. We've really appreciated what you've brought to the table. A lot of deliberation, a lot of very insightful questions, quite a few situations in which the way this body and the city moved forward can be directly traced to the actions that you've taken in this chamber, the specific questions you've asked and the issues you've advocated for. I really do appreciate all that you've brought to the table. And, you know, we're still learning so much about both of you. You know, Councilor D'Agostino used to be on the school committee. Last time. I get to do that this last time. I would definitely say that, you know, with this year and last year, I really appreciate what you guys have done. I've enjoyed working with both of you, talking with both of you. And while I will not be able to, you know, serve on this body with you anymore as you're leaving, I still look forward to, you know, catching up and talking and continuing the business of the people. And I do also want to join Councilor Mendez in expressing my gratitude to Council President Nicastro for the year she's had. Bravo, Madam President. Good job.
Thank you.
And thank you.
No one else will speak, then I'll speak.
May I say one more thing?
Sure you can.
Yes, Madam President, I would like to also point out how wonderful a job and how I've learned quite a bit from you. in terms of the dignified way in which you conduct these meetings, certainly your knowledge. And I just want to point out to you that I was your first vote for president. And I knew I made the right choice, and you did a wonderful job. And I'm forever in your debt because, again, we've all learned a lot from the way you handle people, just the way you handle people. You make them feel at ease. You make them feel welcome, just like you did tonight with the person that had the question about whether this pole is going to be in my front lawn. So congratulations, and thank you for being our president for the year.
Thank you. I just have a few words, okay? Well, this is my last meeting that I will preside over as City Council President, and so I'd like to thank the City Council for electing me to this position. I'd like to thank Clerk Tim Cruz, who fortunately is with us this evening, and his staff for supporting me. I'd like to thank Mayor Sullivan and the department heads for working with me. I'd like to thank Brockton Community Access also for working with me. Of course, I thank my family. Most of them are here this evening, giggling in the back row. And most of all, I thank the Ward 4 residents. If it wasn't for them electing me, I wouldn't be standing here tonight. I've really enjoyed working with all of you, and I've learned so much from all of you. Even when we have disagreed, I've learned so much, and we've done it civilly, and I'm grateful for that. I've been proud to represent the City Council this year at many meetings and many events and at regularly scheduled meetings with the mayor. Now, some have said to me recently that this position of City Council President is not important, and I strongly disagree. I hope my actions, my showing up at things have conveyed to the public how much this council cares about what happens in the city of Brockton, because we really do. And I think that says a lot for us. It's as it should be. So tonight we say, as we've been talking about, farewell to two council members who chose not to seek re-election. Ward 3 Councilor Mark D'Agostino and Councilor at Large Rita Mendez. I've enjoyed working with both of you. I know you both really care about the city, and you'll continue to do so. Councilor Mendez will continue to serve as our state rep. And Mr. D'Agostino, we look forward to seeing after 8 years of service what you will do next, because I think you have a heart of public service. As of January 1st, we'll have two members joining the council, and one of them is here tonight. Ward 3 Councilor-elect Philip Griffin is here, and Councilor-at-Large-elect Jean Bradley Darencourt will be joining us, and I look forward to working with them. My second time working with Councilor Darencourt. And we've got to work together. That's what we must do in the coming 2 years. Our backgrounds, our politics, our goals may differ, but at least 6 votes are needed to approve proposed matters that come in front of this council, and I am hopeful that we will continue to work together. Our inauguration, including that of the mayor and the school committee, is going to take place in this chamber this Monday, January 1st at 10 in the morning. And the public is invited to join us for the ceremony that will mark the beginning of the next 2-year term of this city council. Now, we know we will face many issues and challenges in our next term. I'm confident that we will continue to work together in a responsible and honorable way. And I have to tell you, our last meeting, which was a special meeting last Wednesday night, in which we dealt with addressing some of the deficiencies of the public school department, I thought that was one of our finest hours. I really did. We acted in a knowledgeable and calm and orderly fashion, and we got the job done, something that was very hard for us to do. Again, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to serve as the council president in 2023, and I wish you all a happy and healthy new year. Thank you. I'd like to take this home with me. This meeting is adjourned.